Hey, welcome guys to Eugene's podcast. This is my first episode, and I am so happy you guys decided to join me on this journey to figure out exactly what I'm going to be doing on Said Here podcast. Yeah, this is the perfect podcast is what we're going to be building here. And so we're going to be talking about some things that are like amazing, okay? If you have ears, this is going to be for you. I'm telling you, this is the podcast you do not want to miss, because the topic that really is dear to your heart is something that we intend on covering.
Wait, you're not interviewing me?
Love, yeah. So I know I invited you here to be interviewed, but we have to figure out what this podcast is about first. So that's kind of what this is. It's we're all here collectively to figure out what exactly do we want to bring to the world.
I'm so confused.
In this
I
podcast.
thought we're not going to see the new Super Mario movie.
I know, Tiny.
Because I thought we was meeting up to.
I know.
And now you're talking about a podcast. I don't even.
Yeah, but that.
Are you sure about this?
I'm very sure. So
who invested in this? Is this something
me.
that?
This is my podcast.
So this is all your thing?
This is my thing.
By
So
yourself?
I've heard a whole lot of feedback. You know, everybody's got a podcast nowadays, right?
Okay.
And so they're just like, if you want to escalate your platform and make a bigger impact in the world, you got to come out with a podcast.
That's what they said.
That's what they said.
Who's they?
You know, they.
Them. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Pronouns.
exactly. Right. And so that's what we're doing here. We're making a podcast. And so I knew you wouldn't come if I just told you to come.
Okay, because I feel manipulated. I ain't gonna lie, but
He
I
admitted
just
it though.
okay.
I mean,
I just want to make sure.
that's the first thing.
Is it manipulation or is it wisdom? Think about it. Because I know you.
Eugene, you told me this was a live performance.
See,
And I was going, say these words that I have to say to the people.
got it. So Stefan,
Who is this man?
you haven't met?
No, I'm.
Stefan, meet Tiny, love, Stefan. That's that.
Hi,
Yeah.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Yes.
What is going on?
So Stefan is a good friend. I worked with him on a project before.
Artist.
What I thought he would contribute, he's an artist, yeah. And so what I thought he would contribute to the creation of the podcast, he had some good ideas. And we're both brown skin, for the people who are listening, because it is a podcast, right? So they have to hear
Alrighty.
what we're saying. So he's a handsome brown skin, got a goatee.
Thank you, brother. Mustache too.
Always
Mustache.
works.
Right? Does it not?
You know we
Muscles.
love a little facial hair.
Muscles.
There it is, right? So the reason you all are here is because I desperately need to figure out what the world wants to hear from the perfect podcast, right? And I felt like you all bring a unique piece, and apologize for not telling you beforehand
Okay.
that we're here, but we're here.
Can I be honest, Eugene?
Please do.
You need a co-host, bro.
Do I need a call?
Yes.
So
Yes, sir.
Stefan, I brought you on to contribute. That's probably the worst idea I've ever heard. Like,
Wow.
I can do all things.
That man has
through
feelings.
Christ who strengthens me.
And then
Because the
you're gonna
perfect
bring
podcast
the
is an
Lord.
example
Then you're gonna bring
of
the
what it
Lord
is.
into your foolishness.
Tiny, E-Tre did it by herself. Tyler did it by himself. I can do this by myself.
They had wonderful ideas, Eugene.
They did, but they built an enterprise by themselves. Right? So I think that's a word. Let's go on, move on. No idea.
So you need ideas.
I need ideas. That's what I need.
Okay.
We need to figure out
ideas.
what this podcast is going to entail, what's going to be.
I say we scrap the whole thing.
Scrap the whole thing. We can't do that, Tiny.
You shouldn't. Okay, well, all right.
We already
got one.
here. We already
Come
here.
on, come on, love.
Freaknik. Why are people so scared of Freaknik? Like, why? If we're living in an age where women can be free and whatever, what are we afraid of?
That's a good point.
It's gonna-
So that's
it's
something
gonna
we should
dig
probably
up some
cover.
demons from-
Yeah, that's good.
people's
Freaknik.
past.
You know
Did
what?
you go to Freaknik, did you?
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about
Oh.
It's crazy.
now,
They're
but-
already doing a documentary on it, though. So we probably
through Hulu. I heard that.
Yeah.
So what
why
I did,
would we
guys,
do a podcast?
I put some notes
So
together already
okay,
here
you got
on
it.
a
You got
chart.
a whiteboard.
Freaknik is a good one.
Yeah, because I figure we need
Okay.
to.
Is that a graph?
Yeah, it's a chart here for the folks who are listening
he
and who
got
may not be able to
charts.
see
Yeah, he ain't
this podcast. And it's a little dusty.
Oh no.
I kind of pulled this out. Okay, all right, just don't mind that spider back there. All right, here we go. So, got a couple graphs, charts. I saw this graph here to F around and find out. The more we do that, we probably don't want our podcast to be about that,
Okay.
right? But that's true.
Okay, so
I love it.
That's isn't that great? Thank you. That's a winner.
I'm sorry, you love what?
Thank you. She likes that chart.
The energy.
Oh. See, that's why I brought
You
love
cannot
here.
you gonna create a whole podcast off vibes?
F around and find out vibe.
Okay.
I like vibes. We like vibes.
People have gone viral for less.
Come on. Okay, so the vibes are secured, okay? And what did you say last night? The Freaknik. But I think they got a documentary.
The Freak Dink Doc.
Yeah.
But maybe that could be a topic we discuss, or better yet, maybe we can bring on
Some freaks.
some.
We are not. Okay.
We on the same page, bro.
Okay.
I knew Stefan. I
Who
knew he'd come
is
through.
this?
I don't
Figure something on
That
now.
brother is brilliant. That's what he
figured
is.
something
I
on
disagree.
Okay, freaks.
Bro, you didn't even know why you was here.
Okay,
How are you now suggesting freaks at the Knicks? I don't
Okay.
even understand.
we're putting freaks
This isn't
twice.
New York.
We're putting them twice up there. All right. Any ideas, Tiny? What do you got? What do you got?
Again, scrap this entire. What are you doing, Eugene?
A podcast.
You told me you needed help creating content, not a whole podcast. I'm thinking maybe skits or TikToks or something. What
This is true.
What is this?
You know, so here's the thing. What I heard is in the podcast, we can incorporate all of it. We can talk about topics. We can do TikToks. We can do content. We can pull stuff from here to put on different platforms. We can cover from everything from YouTube to
Tubi.
Instagram. Tubi. We could be the first podcast on Tubi.
Drop one of the Bush bombs for Tubi.
I don't like
That's-
that level of
like
excitement.
that.
You know what I mean? I knew this was God.
This
This here was the
insane.
potential.
Gonna work.
This is
Tubi.
chaos. This
Tubi.
is chaos.
We'll be the first podcast on Tubi.
The first.
Y'all do know I have a movie on Tubi. Do I have the shirt on? Oh, actually, I do.
Oh,
That's the name of the movie on
My movie,
Tubi?
Mediators, actually on Tubi right
Well,
now. Won 2 festivals.
I would rather.
Oh, I love it.
I would
And
rather
also,
watch that than do this podcast.
Shout out to Dating COVID.
Dating COVID's going to be on Tubi.
Is this another Tubi movie you've done?
It is.
Okay, so if you've done 2 successful Tubi movies,
Yeah.
why are you now trying to do a podcast? Let's just do another movie.
Dating COVID.
What is the-
media.
he's still
So here's
writing.
what I'm saying.
we can turn
Tiny.
the podcast into a movie
He's still.
with the footage.
Eugene.
It's a good idea. See?
Eugene, who is.
This man
We're right here, bro.
is
We're
worth
right here. We're
every
right here.
dime.
We're right here. We are right here.
See that?
Damn. He getting paid?
Turn
We're right here.
the footage from this podcast into a film. That is just pure brilliance.
Y'all are crazy.
Okay,
people.
so
Tiny is
so
gonna work.
I hope our viewers are really getting this.
Stop saying that.
It's really going.
No, this is golden.
You've written nothing on this whiteboard. There's nothing here. Bruh, there's nothing here.
So you didn't
These
understand?
are equations.
You didn't
What does that have to do with a podcast?
Tiny, the pi plus times infinity.
Bro, that's a lot of
What does
pie.
that say?
That has nothing to do with nothing.
A lot of pie.
Tiny.
Because Patty Pie went viral that one time. You remember that? Remember when Patty's Pies went viral?
Is that the goal?
To go viral?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Like, we want to secure the vibes with this show with freaks on it
I don't
There we
understand
go.
that bring the
encouragement.
movies back.
There we
First
go.
podcast on Tubi and a lot of pies.
Yes.
A lot of pies. Maybe we can get sponsorship.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So now we can
Stop
talking some money.
making
I'm sorry.
suggestions.
We're talking
all
some money. Sponsorship. See, I
Moolah.
think half the problems I'm writing with
Okay,
left
okay,
hand.
Eugene, let's scale this back. Okay, let's scale this back just a little bit. Okay, when you're starting something like this, you really have to. Okay, you're still writing.
Sponsorship.
I need you. Okay, hey, I need you to focus real quick.
I'm listening. But
Who are we targeting with this podcast? You haven't given me any specifics. We gotta have a niche. Like what who we talking to?
People.
You just you talking about freaks and COVID and Tubi sponsorship pies?
fuck around and find out.
She
Yeah.
might be.
People.
Right.
We gotta focus this just a little
That
bit.
really is a good point.
It's a little scatterbrain. So let's
That really is a good
yeah.
point. I feel like the focus just needs to be people.
People.
That's what he said.
It's
Stefan
tiny.
said
It's
it, right?
She meant-
Man,
It's
she
simple,
is.
Tiny.
I knew
You
she'd
overthinking
contribute
it.
at
Don't
some point, right?
Say the word simple again. If you say it again,
You're just overthinking it. Look,
it's gonna be me and you, but mostly me. Okay.
We don't want to
I
underthink
think,
it though.
I think if you look at this, Tiny, like an opportunity to get your brand out there,
School.
you know, you're looking at it from the wrong perspective.
My brand has a focused target. This
Mine
is
as
some foolishness. We have to focus this down, okay? We can't just target people. It has to be a specific subset of the community. Is it black people? Is it people our age? Like is it millennials, Gen Z? Like who we trying to get to tune in?
I think I
Both
see where
of
you're
'em.
going with that thought process. It's all of them.
You said
All of 'em.
yeah.
All of them. So what was that? You said millennials?
Gen-
Millennials.
Gen Z.
Millennials.
Gen Z? She said Gen Z?
Eugene,
Both.
on my mom, if you write anything
Magentas.
else,
Gen Z. Gen Z.
if
Oh,
you
my
write
mama.
anything else, don't write on my
Your
mom.
mama could definitely tune into this one. Oh,
Bro, you
my.
don't know my mama like that, bro. Like to be writing her
Mama
name and stuff.
Geraldine? I just put oh my mama. It's metaphoric.
All our mamas.
All our mamas.
Okay.
All our mamas.
Okay.
Right, just like get into bed with him on this one, right? Like real quick.
Come on, that's what I'm talking about, love.
I'm saying like,
Yes, get in the bed.
no, I want to listen to what you're saying.
Because
So
that
just
goes
like,
to the
Oh,
freaks.
she talking about you.
She
nigga.
talking about the freaks. Is
No,
that what you were
that's
going?
No, it's really a figure of speech. I was really just trying to give her
Oh,
give her
I
the
see.
floor.
Oh, I see.
Wow.
I thought
Get
she
in the
was-
bed
I thought
with-
that was a freak reference because
Yeah.
Tiny.
I caught that.
So
You saw that?
nobody knows that this
Saw
is
that?
complete chaos.
this is we're organizing the chaos
Eugene,
here.
okay, quick question. Just,
Okay.
The world started
I'm
with
listening.
chaos.
just real
Yeah.
quick question.
Yeah. The
big
What's the budget for something like this? You
Well-
are missing answers to very important questions. You're trying to pull off this production. You ain't got no info. This
That
is
is
nothing.
that is an excellent question.
Come on now.
Do you have
Okay,
a
but
budget? in
before we get to the budget though, we have to figure out. We have to decide how often do we want to talk about all these
You're not gonna
topics.
answer the question.
How often do we
Yeah,
want to,
how
like
often?
how
So-
often do we want to meet?
Yeah, because this podcast right here is going to be the perfect podcast, and with the ideas that we just came up with today, it's going to appeal to everybody. And so this is something I think we need to see. How often do we want to see to have people listen and tune into this podcast, and then that'll let me know about how much money, because I got deep pockets, Tiny.
Okay,
what I heard.
so when you say
Mm-hmm.
when you say deep pockets, give me a number. What is the budget for
The
this?
number is irrelevant until we decide. See, I just need to know what your commitment is.
How about once a week?
Once a week. That's
If the pocket's deep,
Pretty reasonable.
Every day. The pocket's deep.
people did talk
This
about
guy's
daily
ideas are
content.
terrible. Well, how did you find him?
Daily
I'm an actress.
content.
We got to get out in front of.
So,
the
Stephen, if we were to do this every day, daily, because content needs to be updated. If we were to do this
There you
every
go.
day, what would be your rate? Like how much you think?
Well, what's the budget?
Oh,
Okay.
that's irrelevant. He don't need no money.
No, I
He don't
do.
need
No,
number
Tiny, I
for the
thought about this.
budget.
No, I
He
haven't.
just
I
said
haven't.
it wasn't important.
Okay, you know what? You want a number? I got it. 125.
Okay, 125,000
No, $125.
for who?
An hour.
per person per day.
No, total. Like,
Hour.
is that-
So
Hourly total.
oh yeah, so
Hourly total.
yeah, so 125 per person a
no,
day.
No. Total. Like that includes food, lighting, cameras.
How
You
are you
mean the
able to
entire
afford this?
budget for this whole production is $125.
I mean, so what I was
Eugene,
hoping is
don't
that-
don't write nothing else.
Well,
Don't
just
write
hoping-
nothing else.
What I was hoping is that the budget plus the dream, because that people would see the dream.
But how do you factor that in?
How much is the dream worth?
the
Because
dream
Plus the
is people buy into.
it's not making sense.
People buy into dreams.
No.
You know what I mean? Like
No.
they hear the vision.
No.
Once they listen to this, I know I'm gonna have listeners that listen in, and they're gonna be like, "Yo, that podcast, the perfect podcast, I would be the perfect crew member."
I have one very important question, Eugene.
Yeah.
Budget dream. Are the freaks included?
You and these freaks.
I know a couple freaks.
I'm in. Let's do it.
Stephen, you see what I'm saying? $125.
I've never wanted to fist fight somebody so bad in my life.
Opportunity.
This is a great opportunity. I agree.
Right.
Girl,
Just not for no
shut up.
freaks. Just
That
not for
is
no
not
freaks.
no freak.
Just
No.
not for no freaks.
Okay, her level of excitement is scary. Okay, first of all,
Just not for no
his,
freaks.
his relationship with freaks concerning. We might need to check him in somewhere. Listen,
Do you have an
need
age
to-
preference?
You gotta focus, bro. This is not okay. I get it that they just want to be on TV, which is really crazy because podcasts don't have visuals, just audio.
Some do.
You think with $125 you finna get a visual for this podcast?
I already got a Stefan. You know? Okay, we there. Budget plus the
Well,
dream.
how much for a Steph off?
And Steph
Because Steph ain't on.
on. Here's what we do. We are going to focus, though. I love that idea.
Okay.
I have no idea what I wrote there, but I ran out of ink on my piece. So I like that idea.
How do
So
you even
about-
how do you even pay people to come and film this? This is crazy.
What
Are
do
y'all
you
getting
charge
paid? This is insane.
I found them.
Why are y'all even here?
I found all of them at Greenlit. I just asked them if they want to be a part of my podcast.
So you just asked random people
did.
if they want to come together and
really
make
have.
Well,
something
that's
with
really
no
all
budget.
Greenlit is.
It's about community of creatives that come together once a month and we create things. Create
Drop
don't
one
wait.
of the bush bombs for greenlit.
That's what we do. That's what it's about. Okay, so I just invited them. They actually have zero experience, so I don't even know if these cameras are rolling right now.
Y'all really think all of this makes sense?
But we're gonna.
Don't answer that. Don't say nothing about a freak because I swear to God. I swear to God.
Start somewhere.
You gotta start somewhere. That's what I'm talking about. So this was an amazing first episode.
Yeah.
I thank you all so much for
This
tuning
was
in.
the episode?
This was it.
This is it.
This was
I
it.
could,
Bro.
I could see that.
Who consented to having... Bruh, no.
This is great.
No, this is not an episode.
This is amazing.
Why are these mics here?
Amazing, Tiny. You're
None of
great.
this.
I am so glad I brought
I'm not
you.
a part of the... Stop
This right
saying
here,
that.
yes, indescribable for
I'm
those
not-
who don't know.
I'm not a part of this.
Yes,
I'm
no.
not. Is this on? I'm not a part of this.
You're not supposed to look at those.
I'm not.
They're not here. Okay, they're not here. Is it? I don't even know if it's rolling.
I'm not part of this.
But at this point, guys, thank you so much. Next episode, we are going to maybe find a co-host.
Oh, I volunteer.
Thank you. I'm so glad I thought of that. Yeah, I know I shot it down earlier, but that was an amazing idea. So we're going to find our perfect co-host for the perfect podcast. I thank you all so much for tuning in. And make sure you tell a friend. Share this podcast. If you are involved with the vision, if you can see what I've put on this board, makes complete sense, right? Budget plus the dream, making it happen. Eugene Bush, E-Tre Productions. You can follow Love at Love Esperanza. No, what's your actual?
I am Love Esperanza.
I am Love Esperanza. And Stefan, where can they find you?
Steph make movies.
Steph make movies, because that's what he does. Okay, and of course, Tiny, what's your IG? You don't want indescribable, but it's spelled weird. It's almost as weird as she is.
It's spelled weird, but you just did a dissertation on pie and sponsorships for a budgeted dream.
Thank you all
that's
so
not
much for
ever gonna
tuning
see the
in.
light of day.
I will see you guys next week.
This is crazy. There's
Love
no
ya.
podcast.